Number 84, YouTube live yoga routine. So today, what I want to share with you before we begin the yoga session is a verse from the Bible that I came across this morning. And the verse is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. And this verse, well, this part of this verse, I'm just reading the first part, is the end of Paul's prayer for the Ephesians. And before I read it, I just want to explain what I think it means. And it's very important to understand, in my opinion, is that there's nothing impossible for God to do. And that's what the verse is about. And it's about how God can do more than we can, and more than we can even imagine. And that's important because it makes you think like it's not our own power that we do things, is God within us. And for a Christian, that power within is called the Holy Spirit. And that's just God, just the label for that job of God that dwells within us. And that's from a Christian's perspective and how they understand God. And the verse is, again, Ephesians 3:20. And this is just the first part of the verse. Now to him who by the power at work within us is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine. Again, now to him who by the power at work within us, that's the Holy Spirit, is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine. So it's God's power that can accomplish more than we can even comprehend. And it's important to understand that because essentially, and I'll just end it here, God is in control. And that's what yoga can be about too, is just let God. I know that's a saying, but let God. And that's what we're learning on the mat is acceptance and letting go. And to just accept and let life be what life is. Now, that's not to say you don't try to do your best. I don't mean you let somebody take advantage of you or this happens to you. You just say, oh, well. But you do get to a point where you don't judge it. You don't control it. Certain things you just let go and let God take control. And I'll end with that for the quote of the day. I'll call it the quote of the day. Maybe I'll have a quote of the day. Let me open this door. Today, we're going to do 2 sun salutations. And this routine is about feeling the mindset, I know I paused for a long time, but feeling the mindset of easiness. And that's the goal of this routine. And when you take this mindset off the mat, you apply it in the real world, so-called real world, and things are easier. So we're going to begin in a mountain pose, and then we'll move into the first sun salutation, and it's going to have variations in it. So you're going to feel a little stronger in some poses than in others. You're going to get stretched, and you're going to move into these. And then when we do the second sun salutation, it's going to be a standard sun salutation. And hopefully because the first sun salutation was kind of difficult. I don't want to say difficult, but harder. Same thing as difficult. The second salutation, since it's a standard one, a basic one, you're going to feel like, man, this is easy. And you're going to take that mindset off and apply it in the so-called real world. So let's go ahead and begin. Go to mountain pose. Toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. No shoulders. No shoulders. No tension in the shoulders. No tension in the arms. And you're finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing, as if you were just a skeleton. Find that spot. No tension anywhere. And just focus on the breathing. Palms together. Thumbs to the heart center. Push your arms out, up and back. Inhale is just the first stretch. So go nice and easy. Exhale, as you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. And go down to ragdoll. With the ragdoll, the head is dangling. The arms are dangling. You're not pushing into this pose. You're just accepting where you go. Maybe you're up here, right? Maybe you're way down, but wherever you are, just accept it. Don't judge it. Not trying to be somewhere. Letting go of the mindset of control. Just focus on the breathing. Now the palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale slowly. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale slowly. And then exhale. As you exhale, pull yourself in and down. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back. Raise the head, inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down. Push all the air out. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, and pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arched. You're to your palms, maybe to your fingertips, or maybe you're even up higher. Like this. But wherever you are, just make sure the front knee is not over the toes, and if it is, just lengthen up some. And just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And with the back foot, you're going to curl the toes under, keep the knee down. I'm going to go into the monkey. So you're going up, and the arms come up. Now you can keep the arms parallel if you like. Go out a little bit. Whatever you're doing, make sure the fingers are wide as you can get them. Middle fingers are pointing straight up. You can look up, you can look forward. Now you may be wobbling back and forth. That's fine. Wherever you are, just accept it. Just focus on the breathing. You're learning acceptance, learning to let go, judgment. And just focus on the breathing. And wherever you are, reach up a little bit more, stretching up. Just focus on the breathing. All you're thinking about is the breathing. Now, you might be aware of yourself wobbling. You may be aware of maybe stretch in the left quad. You should not focus on that. You're just aware of it. So now the palms go down to the front. Then go to a high lunge, so the knee goes off the floor. With the high lunge, the leg in the back is straight as you can get it. The head is up. You're just focusing on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now, if this is getting too much, just bring the knee down. You don't have to do anything. Just listen to your own body. You're becoming your own guru. You're just focusing on the breathing. Now you're going to go to the pigeons. So right foot goes up and over to the left side. It's a foot down from the left hand. Now, when you're going down, you're just sinking into the pose. So the hip bones are square, and you just fall on top of the leg. But right now, you're not pushing down in this pose. You're just accepting where you go. Forehead's to the floor or close to the floor. And try to keep aligned. So your shoulders are square to the floor, your hips. And if you're leaning a little bit, that's fine too. That's just where you're at. And you're going to accept it. And then just focus on the breathing. Remember, no matter how you think the pose should look, you let go of that mindset when you're in the pose. And if your mind and body is connecting, you're doing yoga. The palms go to the floor. Keep the leg where it's at. You're going up, arms go as straight as you can. Now this one, you are pushing into it, and you're doing kind of a scoop. So this is your back, say. You're scooping up. You're just focusing on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. So you're pushing forward a little bit with the hips. Head is dropping back. Just do the best you can. Find out where you're at. Settle there, and then just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. You're going to follow on top of the leg. Now again, this pose, you're not pushing down. Just accept where you go. And from the first pose, that last pose, should go down a little bit easier. If not, that's fine too. Just focus on the breathing. I know I'm talking into the floor. And I'm working on getting a mic. I just don't know which one to get. I'm going to wait till I get paid anyway, so it's all a process. Bring yourself back up. Let's go back. Palms are to the floor. I said hands met the palms. You're pushing forward, square up the hips, dropping the head back, and you're pushing into this pose. Now you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and focus on the breathing. Now, halfway through this pose, if you feel like, man, this is getting too much, just because you committed to it doesn't mean you can't bring yourself out of it, or bring yourself out of it a little bit more, or a little bit less. Then just focus on the breathing. Listen to your body. Don't try to be somewhere. Don't try to do the pose beyond what you can. Learning your body, learning where you are, you're accepting yourself. Now, we're going to go to the high lunge. We won't settle in the high, we won't stay in the high lunge. We'll settle there just for a second or two. We're just using it as a strength transition. So with the back foot, curl the toes under, bring yourself out of the pose a little bit, out of the stretch. Then bring the right foot up. Get it there how you can. Man, I can't speak. Now with this pose, you are pushing into it. So the arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones go to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor, and the head is dangling. So there's no tension in the neck, and you're pushing in, and focus on the breathing. So you push right to the spot, right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and focus on the breathing. Now you're going to go into the upward dog. So you drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up with the upward dog, tops of the feet are to the floor. Of course, the palms are to the floor. Modify this pose how you have to. If you need to do the small cobra, you go down to the belly, so the chest is off the floor. The palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. So you're not pushing up. You're pulling up. Back muscles are pull muscles. So you're pulling up, or just go to hands and knees, or do the upper dog and just modify it how you have to. Getting too much, just bring yourself out of it a little bit or all the way. Just because you committed to it doesn't mean you got to continue to stay in it. And now the downward dog. Downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. And you're pushing into this pose. Pushing right to the spot, right before you feel like you can't go any further. Find that spot. Settle there. And focus on the breathing. You're going to bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. The low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, and they're pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight or arched. To your palms, maybe to your fingertips. Maybe you're up like this. Maybe you're leaning. Wherever you are, just accept it and focus on the breathing. You're thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And when you're focusing on the breathing, that sharpens your awareness of what's going on in the body. So maybe you're aware of the stretch in the front, top of the leg. Maybe you're aware of something in your back or your neck, but you're not focused on that stuff. You're focusing on the breathing, just aware. And that is what allows sun salutation to become a form of a moving meditation or a meditation in general. So with the back foot, curl the toes under, keep the knee to the floor, and you're going up. So we're going to do the monkey. Now with the monkey, square up the shoulders. Arms go up. You can keep the arms parallel if you like. Go out a little bit. Wherever you are, make sure the fingers as wide as you can get them. Middle fingers are pointing straight up. You're looking up, or you can look forward, whatever you like to do. Everybody does it differently, and that's fine. As long as your mind and body's connecting, you're doing yoga. That's what we're learning. No matter what activity you're doing, you can do I always say this to my class, you can wash the dishes. If you're washing the dishes and your mind and body's one with that activity, you're doing yoga. Poses are just a tool to have the mind and body connect. And wherever you are, reach up a little bit more. The palms go down to the front. You're going to go to a high lunge, so the knee goes off the floor. Back straight, maybe arch, depends. If you're up like this on your fingertips, you might be arching. Everyone's going to look a little different. Don't judge it, accept where you are. Essentially accepting yourself. And that's the mindset we're learning. Acceptance. Now for the pigeon, right foot goes over to the left foot goes over to the right side. There's a foot down from the hand. So foot down from the palm. 12 inches. And then you're going to fall on top of the leg. So the hip bones are square, shoulders are square, as square as you can get them. And then just fall on top of the leg, focus on the breathing. Again, you're not pushing into this pose. Just accepting where you're going, or where the body goes. And that's what you're learning, acceptance. Now, palms are to the floor. Bring yourself up. Arms go straight, as straight as you can get them. Now, this is your back. So this is your head, and this is your back, my forearm. Going up, and you're scooping. So you're doing a scoop. I guess that would be a good scoop, the forearm. And you're pushing into it. So the hip bones are pushing diagonally forward, or I guess diagonally. And just accept where you are. So you push into it. Find that spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. So no matter where you feel like, man, I should go more, you just accept it. Don't judge it. Letting go of the mindset of judgment. It's not what we're doing on this yoga mat. Fall back on the leg. Just let yourself sink into it. Foreheads go to the floor. Shoulders are square to the floor. Hips are square to the floor. Just focus on the breathing. And again, palms to the floor. Push yourself up. When I pause like that, I don't have anything else to say. I can make up stuff, but I don't have anything else to say. I always think about, man, I need to get some music. So pushing into it, pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and just focus on the breathing. I'll get music eventually. I'll get music. First, I gotta get a mic. First things first. You just thought that's saying first things first, yeah. Of course, right? Now, we're going to go into the high lunge. You're going to get there how you can. You're going to put toes under in the back. You're going to bring yourself out of the stretch. Always bring yourself out of the pose first, the stretch, just so you don't injure yourself. Then bring the left foot up between the hands. Settle here for a second or so. Then we move into a standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down, so the palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. In this pose, you're letting yourself breathe. When you inhale, the belly swells with air. pushes you out of the pose slightly. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Let yourself go back into the pose. Let yourself move. You're aware of that movement. You're not focused on it. You're focusing on the breathing. Palms together. Reach out, up and back. Inhale. Exhale. And back to mountain pose. Now we're going to do one more sun salutation. We're just going to do the standard sun salutation. And hopefully this sun salutation will feel easier. And that's the goal of this routine. So we did a lot of variations in the first sun salutation. Now, hopefully when we go to the standard one, it feels easier. So think easy. So you're still pushing into these poses, still holding these poses, but you're thinking easy. Should be easier. And then with that mindset of feeling easy, or hey, I can do this, you're learning that mindset right now. So when you're going out in the so-called real world, you apply that mindset out there. Life is easy. Like everyone has said, hey, life is hard. The motivational speakers, life is hard. Get over it. Life is easy. Feel it go. So your mount pose, focusing on the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center, push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Exhale, as you exhale, you hinge forward. Arms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Pull yourself in and down. Focusing on the breathing. We won't stay here long. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. Opening up, focusing on the breathing. Again, think of nothing else but the breathing. You're going to go to a high lunge just for a second or so. Then downward dog, pushing into it. Focusing on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Then upward dog, or modify it how you have to. Focusing on the breathing. Downward dog. Pushing into it. Again, focus on the breathing. I'll keep repeating that because it's very important. Left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Top of the foot to the floor. Knees to the floor. Opening up, focusing on the breathing. Then high lunge for a second or so. Then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Let yourself breathe. Palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale. Exhale, turn palms out, push your down and out. And then mountain pose. Now remember, with mountain pose, toes are up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. No tension in the arms, the shoulders. And you're just focusing on the breathing. Now with mountain pose, again, you're trying to line up the bones where the skeleton is just standing as if you were just a skeleton. You're trying to line that up. There's no tension anywhere. You have the skeleton standing by itself. Everyone's going to look different, so you just focus on the breathing. Now, we're going to watch ourselves breathe, or you're going to watch yourself breathe. So as you inhale, the belly swells with air. You watch that. You exhale, the belly goes in. You watch that. Or you bring the focus to the tip of the nose. Watch the air go in and out as you inhale and exhale. You're already breathing automatically. So you're just watching yourself breathe. It's natural to watch yourself breathe and start controlling it. But you're letting go of the mindset of control and just watch yourself breathe. So we're going to stay here just a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Put the palms together. And that's it. That was, or this is still, YouTube Live. Wait, number 84 YouTube Live yoga routine. So I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.